We represent F-R-G-E-R-R-A. What else? What else? A-F-R-I-C-A. Come on, come on, come on. A-F-R-I-C. Just let's go. So let's dance now. It is my turn. Just won't work you out. I am ready for your action. Just won't work you out. You should cut off all distraction. It's all on you now.
It's another beautiful Sunday afternoon. This is Robin Minds. You're welcome. My name is Ebuka Obiuchendu. Great to have you here. It's a brand new month. The first half of 2017 is gone, and I hope you achieved some of the dreams you had for the first half. If you didn't, well, you have another 6 months to hopefully run through them and get to achieve all of them. I mean, it's been, I think, probably a little better year than 2016. 2016 was definitely rough for a lot of people financially with the recession and all of that. It seems like things are supposedly recovering on that front, but it doesn't mean that the situation in the country is any easy for anyone. I mean, the financial, we're still in a recession pretty much. We haven't come out of it. We're still hearing of insecurity issues all over the country. From the northeast, where we're still hearing sporadic attacks from Boko Haram, to the southwest, where, especially in Lagos, where the name has suddenly become popular, Bado. Apparently they've been wreaking havoc in parts of Ikorodu, and it's quite scary what's happening in the Niger Delta. Of course, it's still boiling, but the southeast seems to be the most tense of all of them, with the Biafra issue almost reaching boiling point now, and it looks like we're not sure how that's been handled now, and we hope that things can be done before the end of the year, and we look forward to a better Nigeria. And a united Nigeria. And speaking of speaking of a united Nigeria, we're going to be starting off the conversation today with talking about restructuring, which has been the hottest topic in the week. So many of our leaders, national leaders, have lent their voice to the fact that Nigeria needs to be restructured. And I'm not going to be doing that alone. I have here with me Bola Dale Adekoya, one of our regulars. Thanks for being here today.
It's a pleasure to be
Yeah.
here.
We tend to have a lot of new words in our lexicon in Nigeria. If it's not marginalization, there's always a new one. Now restructuring seems to be the new fad, and most people are not even sure what that means. Does that include a referendum? How do we restructure? Does everybody have to have a say? Do we select people as usual? I mean, we've had countless numbers of national conferences. Some have been called sovereign, some have been called just national conferences. We don't know exactly what has come out of all of them, but restructuring seems to be the topic now, and the former military president Ibrahim Babangida did say that it's time, in his words, it's time now for Nigeria to sit down and restructure. I don't know what that would entail. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar also said the same thing, and it's quite interesting. What would restructuring mean to you, and is it really time we sat down to talk about it?
Yeah, thank you, Buka. I think I must agree with the opinions of the major political leaders across the country. The issue of restructuring when it comes to Nigeria is belated. And I think it's for a country with the landmass, the population as well, I think it is really important for us, because even the so-called restructuring now that we are able to agitating for should have been the fundamental of our federalism. From day one, it should not be the central controlling the federating units. It should be the federating units having a sense of independence. They're contributing to the central, and that is major agitation. People are calling it. It's not a structuring based on segmenting the country into regional, having a regional government. State has been created, and Nigeria has passed through a lot of process. We don't need to go back to how it was in the First Republic, having a regional system of government. However, I think what is majorly important is to ensure that when it comes to resource control, revenue contribution, all states across the country should be given the power to stand alone. If you are in Lagos State, if Lagos State is generating a VAT of, let's say, 100 billion, let a particular percentage be agreed on, right? That percentage they will give to the central government. It is not Lagos State giving its own 100 billion to the central government and waiting till ending of the month, what federal government will give them 5 billion out of it. It is uncalled for. It even negates the principle of equity.
But some people will argue that, I mean, the current situation we find ourselves in was done deliberately so that Nigeria can develop as a unit. it's unfortunate that maybe the leaders have not necessarily made it work, but can't you see the advantages to that?
Yeah, I understand. I think, like President Olusegun Obasanjo just said, the whole ideology around Nigeria is to ensure that there's even development across the country. However, the problem is this. Over the years that system has been practiced, we've seen some loopholes, which are very germane. One is that other states are dragging the progress of other states back. One. Secondly is that because there is so much money now to share at the central, and because there is a unified percentage that every state are entitled to, either they bring anything to the table or not. And most states no longer do anything extra to earn revenue. Because if I'm earning zero, I know at the end of the month I'll still go there and I'll get my 5 billion. While others who are striving, who are working day and night to ensure to ensure they get more revenue, to work on the economy, are giving almost everything they have to the central government, and they are being given the same percentage every other state is getting. So to them, it is not fairness. It's not fairness because it shows that every state should be accountable to themselves. If I'm in Ogun State, I'm from Ogun State now. If my governor is not doing well, it should be telling already because there is no free money from the central government to share for development. So if he's not doing well, I will ask him, Mr. Governor, what are you doing? What are your economic blueprints? So these are things that it will make the governors more accountable to the people. So these are issues around restructuring. And also, when it comes to restructuring, we're talking about the items in the exclusive list. School, issue of schools, healthcare, police, and the rest of them should not be the sole function of the central government, which is the federal government this time around. It should be the sole function of the state government. That is why you have the issue of, like you said, the major mention of another court group in Lagos State now. These are issues because if there is a state police in Lagos State, they understand that is almost at the nooks and crannies of this state. They understand almost every community, at the end of every community, it will be easier to police those communities. But when you have to wait for signal from the federal police, it's a lot of
so why then would people be opposed to it? Because as soon as this restructuring talk started, especially this past week, we've heard a lot of groups, some individuals coming out to say this is not the right thing to do. I think the Arewa Consultative Forum even said that the call for restructuring is misplaced. We've had a former presidential advisor, I think Alhaji Tanko Yakasai, who said that we should be very careful about those calling for restructuring because they might have other intentions